game coming in from AG.AL and Alpha 7 Esports, we are already seeing a mid lane assassin versus a
comp heavy onto the side of the enemy team, right? Like, is there a reason why these teams wouldn't be picking it?
I think it comes down to execution, especially on the Zhuangzi. You're so passive as a roamer here. And talking about passive, you really have to be on point with your butterfly effect, which is your ultimate, to purify at the correct timing here. So definitely that will be Da Shuai's job here in this game.
Yeah, speaking of timing, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into game number 1 between AG.AL and Alpha 7 Esports. Can we get some woos in the stadium for AG.AL? And can we get some heck yes for Alpha 7 Esports?
I am definitely thrilled for this game, as we see early on towards the game already. Both teams are looking for the mid lane priority here. Yino with an amazing reaction, dodges the gank coming in from Niap, making sure that he is safe here. And AG.AL as a team, they are really, really good in terms of fundamentals. They are one of the best teams in terms of making sure that all of their members are well farmed.
Well farmed indeed, right? I mean, we're already seeing like that 3-man rotation to the top side of the map here, really putting pressure onto those two like kind of like core players of Alpha 7 Esports, right? Like you've got obviously Dani, you have CR7, but you also have Niap. So really, if we look at these two picks down into the side lanes, we can see why AG.AL are kind of rotating very heavily down to these.
Exactly, and also they would want to play around these objectives, right? We talk about this. Honor of Kings, it is not just a game about kills, not about turrets. All those fundamentals about all these silent objectives, it provides you that mini goal lead, and if you stack it slowly by slowly, you will be getting that big goal lead, like is what AG.AL is doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, in Honor of Kings, it's all about the goal lead, right? Getting the goal lead, but then obviously transitioning it into more objectives is obviously the goal of these teams that play on the international stage. And honestly, I feel like it's a few things here that A7 could really learn here from AG.AL.
That is definitely the case here. A7, you come in as the challengers of today, looking to test yourselves against AG.AL. So that is your storyline here. If you can get even one game, that is your current goal right now.
Current goal. I mean, we've already saw it once already, right? Team Vitality not lucky enough to get that one game, and currently right now, it's gonna be Alpha 7 Esports' main goal within this best of 7. But we're already seeing quite a lot of pressure being created into all these lanes, right?
I'm loving the things coming in from Alpha 7 here. They're matching the early game tempo very well, making sure that even though they're against the best of the best, they're still playing their basics, making sure that their game plan is still up for their own hand here. We have to see how AG.AL show us how they formulate the team fights, how they play around this first Tyrant.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to it, right? We're only around about that almost 3-minute mark before those neutral objectives come online, but I can imagine we're going to start to see the pressure being built by either of these teams into the side lane or in that mid lane, so that we can really start to see a setup for these neutral objectives. Obviously, those new joining in know that the Tyrant is that yellow buff that gives you that extra damage.
An interesting item choice and a spell choice as well coming in from Sheng onto the Shangguan will be the Frenzy here. Provides so much extra lifesteal, so much extra defensive stats, making sure that she finished up her ultimate, which is a finishing stroke with no harm at all.
Yeah, I mean, definitely one of the things you see to falter with Shangguan as a pick, right? Like, once you're up in the air, if you aren't kind of like getting anything kind of resourceful from using that finishing stroke, it's kind of like you are a little bit more vulnerable, right?
Exactly, and look at Sheng right now. He's going on to Danny. Danny goes extremely low, gets taken down by Sheng and Zoe.
Oh, yeah, not a good position there. I mean, definitely picking him off at the right time. I mean, it's only around about a 10-second death timer at this point for Alpha 7 Danny, but with the neutral objective spawning in around about 12 seconds, it's going to take him a little way. And speaking of the way, look at that bottom graphic there. Lead the way, pop that into the game, and get yourself some freebies.
Ooh, we love freebies there. You can get it on the community tab, hop in that CD key, and you will be getting that all for you. And look at AG here. Immediately with that rotation here, they are invading the jungle of Dani here. However, Dani does secure the spike, but look at the engage coming in from Fury.
Fury and Danny being teamed up there. Get the kill onto Zoe. I mean, this, again, like I was saying when we saw the takedown of Alpha 7 Danny, it's not the greatest time for a jungler to go down right now. But now we're getting Ron trying to get onto the back line as well as Shuang as well to take a lot of damage onto Alpha 7. But Niap gets the catch onto 2, but the triple marcher is not going to quite hit as hard as we was expecting.
Ooh, health bars are blinking low from both teams here, but Zoe is once again on the map here. A7 comes up really clutch here with 5 members coming into the team fight. I especially want to comment onto Fury here. That engage onto Zoe, that was very good and very on point coming into this fight.
very on point coming into that fight as well, right? I mean, they've managed to get a kill on the board, right, against AG.AL. So Alpha 7 Esports fans around the world and at Riyadh should be cheering very loud right now.
Very loud indeed, and one kill leads to another. That is how you slowly build the objective, slowly build the confidence in here, because you are crowned the underdog here. Look at Niap here, he's just playing around with Ran right now. But on the side of AG.AL, they start up the Tyrant, and there seems to be no contest coming from Alpha 7.
No contest coming from Alpha 7 there at AG.AL. Enoir gets the last hit there onto the first Tyrant, so the extra damage is going to come through pretty hard and pretty thick. So it means that Alpha 7 Esports is going to make sure they play these team fights a little bit more cordial, right?
Exactly, that's the beauty of getting a Tyrant early game, right? You get that extra damage, the extra wave clear makes your rotation even faster right now.
Absolutely.
And the first third of game does go over to AG.AL here. Look at the timers here. They have the specific timer onto this Crimson buff, and this AG.AL space out. They love fighting around objectives.
Fighting the right objectives, I mean, even into the enemy's objectives as well.
Yeah, makes a mistake.
Oh, Flash is being committed and dashes as well. Niap gets taken down. Then Danny as well, already setting up a great team fight into the mid lane. Fortunately for the side of Alpha 7, there is no minion wave, right? But I do want to give over a point to Enoir, right? Like, he's been completely out of these team fights. He's been pushing that bot side and accumulating that wealth. And no one's really contesting him, and that's a problem.
That's a problem indeed. If you give Enoir the gold, and he will be able to become this late game power play. That carry potential from Enoir is just so darn scary.
It's very scary. I mean, late game, early game power spike is obviously that Doomsday, which is already accumulated already. But speaking of accumulation, we're looking at the gold difference here in the lane. So 6k to 5.4k over to the side of Alpha 7 CR7. But right now, we'll cut that to the side. We do have a bit of a charge here onto AG.AL as they are looking to invade the enemy jungle. They pick up the Azure Golem.
This is the experience coming in from Zhongyi as a jungler, right? He has so much experience in damage calculations. He knows for a fact that if he base stacks 4 people off the side of Alpha 7, he walks out alive because he knows for a fact that you guys do not have burst to take me down.
No burst. And I mean, look at that as well, right? Like, he has the anti-heal, obviously, when coming through. Any sort of healing from the Agudo, thanks to the Blazing Cape, is going to be mitigated. And obviously, he has the Eye of the Phoenix, which makes him more sustainable, more tanky.
Exactly. But we want to talk a bit about Alpha 7 as well, right? They have CR7 and Bilal on this lady, so that Ming. Out of all the group stage games, out of playoffs games, we've seen this composition being able to scale towards the late game here, but will AG allow them to scale?
Will they? I mean, this is going to be the answer to the question, right? But there, picking up the Ming into the backline, it's going to be Zoe picking up Bilal. But not only get that, they are going to get the T2 turret into the top side of the map. Looking to push a little bit further, keep putting that pressure on thick. Nia is just trying to kind of pinch, poke, and prod the side of AG.AL, but it's not going to deter them here.
9 minutes and the tier 3 already taken down from Alpha 7 Gaming's base. This is AG.AL's playstyle. 5 kills on the board, no problem. But they choke you slowly but surely of every resource that is available on your map.
Look at those dashes there coming through from Shang onto the Shangguan. Like, if I saw that coming towards me, I would be running for the hills.
That is very scary coming in from a Shangguan pick, right? This is why Shangguan is so high mechanic, right? You need to make sure that you do not break your ultimate combos here. If you break it, you wouldn't be able to survive with all the damage that's coming at you because you're just going to be going in and you can't be going out.
You can't be going out, right? I mean, right now, obviously, damage dealt is actually going to go over to the side of Alpha 7 Esports, right? I mean, the Agudo has that AoE, then obviously does a lot of damage with the thanks to the help of Verbal. The cute big thing it is displays waste to your opponents, but it's not actually scratching the side of AG.AL just yet. But speaking of takedowns, we are going to get that takedown of the first Shadow Tyrant. So Alpha 7 Esports have already kind of got to one of those markers, right? They've been able to withstand the 10-minute mark.
10-minute mark with the Shadow Tyrant, as you mentioned, the task here for Alpha 7. Can they withstand the Shadow Tyrant buff that has been equipped by AG.AL? Currently, 2 waves pushing in, and they are scrunching towards their base.
Sponging towards their base. They've got about 68 seconds left for that buff right now. Putting on, obviously, aggression into the front line. It's going to be Sean coming in with that Shangguan, but now Niap is trying to keep away those minions. He uses the Enlightened Mantras just to push them away.
Beautiful play here coming in from AG. They love to make the plays in a form of Sheng going in with the Shangguan ultimate, forcing the whole team at Alpha 7 to back off, and they get a tower.
Speaking of the back off, but into the back line, it's going to be Zoe and Ron as well. They're looking to pick off some of the side of Alpha 7 Esports. Niam goes down, Danny goes down, the boys in blue coming from the top here. Can they do it on the side of Alpha 7 Esports? It is not going to be the case, and game number uno goes over to AG.AL.
Fantastic start here coming in from AG.AL as they show us why they are crowned. And